Welcome back to My Moment. Once again, you rocking with your boy, Stay Humble, and I want to thank you for tuning in. I wanted to talk to you to continue on about how God, even in His wrath, is good, and He provides this way out. And I would say specifically talking about our nation right now. But look at this, where Jeremiah addresses Israel, chapter 18. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will let you hear my words. So I went down to the potter's house, and there was and there he was working at his will. So the potter was working at his will, right? And the vessel he was making of clay spoiled in the potter's hand. So he's working with it, and he's got something shaped up, and it's coming together, and then all of a sudden, sort of implodes, breaks down, right? It doesn't come out to what he had initially meant for it. But look at this. It says, spoiled in his hands, and he reworked it into another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter. So this is a great picture of what happens when God creates Adam, right? The creation spoils, but he begins to rework it into something different. And the same thing when he calls Abraham and says, I'm going to make you the father of many nations. And then he uses this people, Israel, and he has this nation that he's working and shaping, and it spoils in his hands. But look at what he says. He says, verse 5, Then the word of the Lord came to me, O house of Israel. Can I not do with you as this potter has done, declares the Lord? Behold, like the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. Now listen to this. It says the same way that clay pot is the same way that you are in my hand, Israel and Jerry. If at any time I declare concerning a nation or a kingdom that I will pluck up and break down and destroy it, and if that nation concerning which I have spoken turns from its evil, I will relent of the disaster that I intended to do to it. And he's like, look, man, Israel, if you just turned, just stop doing evil. Just stop. If you will turn back, turn from your wicked ways, I'll turn from the evil that I have planned against you. And he says, and if at any time I declare concerning a nation or a kingdom that I will build and plant it, so now the opposite end, if I declare that I'll build and plant it, that things are going well, that I will establish this, he says, and if it does evil in my sight, not listening to my voice, then I will relent of the good I had intended to do to it. So here, we hear either way. So if you have a nation that starts out doing well, and God says, I'll build and plant it, and it begins to do evil, he will bring disaster. But also, if he sees people moving away from him, and he says, here's the disaster that I have planned, and we would turn, and we would stop doing evil, then he'll turn that disaster away from us. And he has the ability, because we are on his will, yo. He is the great potter, and we are on his will. Will we work with him or rebel against him? And ultimately, if he is the potter, he can do whatever he wants to do with the clay. If he wants to pick up the whole clump and toss it away, he can do that, and he has the right to do that. This is your moment.